How the colors you paint your office can impact your mood, productivity, and even keep you from acting like a dick. That and more coming up. Good Mark TV morning and welcome to a brand new episode and brand new season of marktv.net in our brand new studio here on YouTube. Now, when I redid this studio, I wanted to create it in a way that would kind of get me psyched, get me really excited about doing the show, and as well keep me calm and level-headed. So I wanted to do a bunch of research on what colors would work best, and I want to share that with you for this episode. Now, as you obviously know, I'm sure you know, colors can not only impact your mood, but in addition, they can also impact your productivity and how you interact with others, and in turn, how they interact with you. Now, when I was doing all this research, I discovered that bright colors are really in right now, like crazy colors. Here's a picture of the lobby of one of the Google offices, and as you can see, they went crazy with the oranges and the reds and the blues. Now, it's pretty cool to walk into that. It's like walking into some kind of Disneyland LSD experience or something. But the question is, would you want to be the receptionist in that lobby staring at those colors all day? Now, I can't answer that for you, but what I can do is show you some common colors and explain to you how they impact your feelings and emotions and how you impact with other people or how you interact with other people. Now, all the colors in today's show are brought to you by our good friends at Para Paints. If you're looking for some awesome paints, they've got like gajillions of colors. Well, maybe not gajillions, but like thousands of colors. You can just Google Para Paints. They're available at Lowe's and tons of independent paint dealers across the country. So let's get started. First off, we've got yellow, and this is one of my favorite colors in general because it makes you feel good, right? Not only that, but it's called Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. How can you go wrong with a color like that? Anyway, when you stare at this, the reason you feel good, it makes you feel happy, because when you stare at it, your brain is releasing serotonin, and serotonin is the feel-good chemical. It makes you naturally happy. Now, the problem is, over a long period of time, hours and days and weeks, well, your nervous system can start to get a little wonky and you can start to feel a little temperamental. You can also feel fatigued. And yeah, you know what? The happiness can disappear pretty quick. So the question is, if you love this color, where can you put it? And there is a place. And that place being in, again, the foyer or the lobby. When a lot of people walk into your office, especially if they're coming out of the cold and they're greeted with this bright, warm yellow, makes them feel good. And who doesn't want people coming into your office feeling good? So, a good place for yellow is there. Here's a picture of an office in yellow. I don't think you could work there every day. I think that would be a bit much. But yellow in the lobby, that could totally work. All right, next color. Hey, ever popular red. Now, red is the most vibrant of all the colors. And when you stare at red, it causes adrenaline to be released. Now, as we know, when adrenaline starts to get pumped through your body, you feel energized, you feel strong, you feel like there's nothing you can't do. It gets you excited. Now, the downside of that is over a long period of time, not only do you get excited, but you also start to get violent and angry. And, well, probably not the best shape to be in, especially if you're working around other people. That's why you'll never see a red meeting room, because like 5 people would go in and only 1 would come out. So red, not a great color for that. But again, in the right environment, maybe a little bit here and there, or in a room where you want everybody excited, maybe some kind of rec room or a party room or something like that, red could be the right color for you. Yeah, here's an office in red, as you can see. Again, I don't know if you'd want to spend a lot of time in there. When you get red and yellow, as we just saw, and put them together, hey, what do you get? You get orange. Look at that. Now, orange, if you were thinking that perhaps orange has the same impact as red and yellow together, you'd be absolutely right. Orange is a pretty intense color from an emotional aspect. It gets the adrenaline going. It also gets the serotonin going. So you're feeling happy, but you're also feeling jacked. Your nervous system is just going crazy. You start to get temperamental, you start to get angry, and basically, if you want to create an environment where your staff are going to kill each other, this would be the ideal color to choose. Now on the upside, you don't have to worry about layoffs or terminations because they will have all been dead. So good color for that if you want to reduce your workforce organically. Paint everything orange. As well too, if you want to increase, if you're one of these bosses who like long lunch hours for your staff, paint the lunchroom orange. Studies have shown that orange increases the appetite, which is why restaurants years ago, like McDonald's, used to paint the inside of their restaurants orange because it got people hungry. They like to eat. So perhaps the lunchroom if you're one of those kind of companies. Now that moves us on to some of the cooler colors, and that being blue. Now blue is a very calming color. One thing really cool about it is you can go with any shade, and when people walk into a room that's blue, they start to feel mellow, kind of like that Zen thing going, you know? They just feel really nice and calm. The problem is that prolonged exposure to blue can lead to depression. So as you can see, this meeting room here is blue, which would probably be good, you know, because you want everyone reasonably calm when they're negotiating or anything like that. You certainly wouldn't want to make it orange, that's for sure. But what's interesting, the people who designed this room, I noticed there's no exposed rafters, which is probably a good thing. Because if these meetings went on for hours and hours, if there were exposed rafters, I'd be worried that the people would want to hang themselves from them. So blue, a nice calming color, but long-term exposure, got to be careful. But it is really nice, isn't it? Now that brings us to the most popular color right now for design, and that is green. Now green has the same impact as blue in terms of making people feel calm and kind of get that nice emotional equilibrium going, but it doesn't bring on depression the way blue does. Green is a very natural color, it makes people feel really good, really calm. And one thing that's interesting is a study was done and it showed that people who worked in environments where there was a lot of green on the walls or plants or just anywhere where there was a lot of green reported higher work satisfaction. They liked their jobs more. So if you are a boss and you've got a bunch of employees and you don't want to pay them what they're worth or perhaps treat them with the kind of respect they deserve, well, all you need to do is go out and grab yourself a can of Parapaint, slap on that green everywhere, and it's kind of the cheap cop-out way to get your staff happy that they're working for you. So there you go, keep that in mind. But green is a great color nonetheless. I actually painted my office a variation of this and love it, great color. Now, that brings us to our final color, and probably what could be argued is the most boring color out there, and that is beige. But here's something I want you to think about. Forget whether it's exciting or boring. If you're going to be spending hours and hours, like 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day in your office every day, do you really want colors that are bright and vibrant and get your brain going like all the time and get your adrenaline going and you're jacked all the time? No, because you know what? By the end of the day or by the end of the week, you are going to be Looney Tunes. But if you're in a room with beige, yeah, I know it's boring. Two things. First off, you'll be emotionally calm. You'll be, you know, you'll kind of have that even keel thing going. You'll be in that zone. But as well, it's easy to decorate. Everything goes with beige. Look at this office here, this beige office. This is a beautiful office. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend a lot of time in there? You feel calm just looking at this image. So my pick for an office would be beige. But of course, it's your office and you know, you can kind of go with whatever you want. I would just avoid orange. Now, my best advice, if you're trying to think of what color to go with, would be this. Get out of the office. That's right, get out there and experiment in different areas altogether. Grab your laptop, head to the park, head to a coffee shop, head to your backyard, your balcony, anywhere where there's people or no people. Make it like a regular thing, like a couple days a week. Get out of the office and go to one of these places and set up. The energy of the people around you will invigorate you. In other places, the calmness will help you be more creative. There's all kinds of really cool alternatives to being in an office, especially if you work from home because you're going to spend so many solitary hours there. You got to get out and get that energy from other people. So with that, I hope you liked the episode. Tune in next week when we're going to have a brand new one. And if you like what you saw and want to know more, click subscribe up there and we'll be in touch. Until then, I'll see you next time. Holy cow, is this like the worst ending ever? Especially for the first episode of the new season of Mark TV. I've got to come up with something better. Maybe you can help me out. Send me your comments, send me your ideas, and you know what? If I use them and come up with something way better than this piece of crap at the end, I'm going to send you a Mark TV baseball cap.